Hey everybody, hopefully this is working like it should. Welcome to Coffee Chats with Candace. Today I'm walking on my treadmill while I'm talking to you. So a little bit different, but why don't you grab a cup of coffee or beverage of your choice, no judgment here, and let's talk about emergency funds. So I'm Candace. If this is your first time meeting me, I own 3 businesses. I'm debt-free. And I want to share my tips with you about how we became debt-free, having an emergency fund, and how to save so that you have extra money in your life. All right, so have you ever been living your life and your car breaks down? You're stressed out about how to afford it because you're already living paycheck to paycheck, which is the majority of people. Or your credit card is maxed out. So you need an emergency fund, you need an emergency fund, and an emergency fund is truly for emergencies. It's a savings that you put aside that you don't access until you have an emergency. Excuse me. So, for example, a car repair, an ER visit, unexpected copay, your AC goes out in the summer, or a death in the family and you have to travel somewhere. So 57% of Americans can't cover an emergency fund or an emergency of $1,000. So I want to help you change that. I want you to have $1,000, and this is just a starter emergency fund, just to get you going. It's not, you'll build it later, but this is where to get you going so that you don't have to use your credit card and you don't have to freak out. So what the emergency fund is not, is it's not for you to redo your bedroom or buy a new outfit or buy the new iPhone or get a new pair of shoes. It's not that. So the goal of an emergency fund, you need to save $1,000 as quickly as possible. And this will help you to not use your credit card. So why $1,000? Like I said, the statistics show that most people can't cover an emergency of $1,000. In most times, an emergency is $1,000 or less that we can make it through. So you want to try to have that money set aside so that you can make a quick decision. So how can you get that money really fast? So you can have a garage sale. You can sell things on Facebook Marketplace or Mercari or Plato's Closet or wherever. There's so many things that you can find if you just take a moment to look, take a moment to think about it, and you're not in your emergency state to create this fund. So what can I do? How can I save? So if you already have a savings account, what you want to do is you want to try to get that fund to $1,000, and then you want to make sure that it's not too easily accessible so that you're not tempted to use it. And then you want to also make sure that you don't have the overdraft protection turned on. You want to turn that off, because if you overdraft your checking account, you don't want it to pull out of your emergency fund. So, excuse me. That's my action tip for you guys today, is to find some things that you can sell quickly to get rid of. That also falls into the category of minimalism as well, which is one of my favorite categories, or my favorite subjects. And get that emergency fund set up. And let me give you an example of what happened to me and my husband, is that we've been in our home for 25 years. And last year, we have a fully funded emergency fund, and we had that for a while. Last year, we had to replaster our pool because there was like a hole or something happening to it. I don't really know. Oh no, my treadmill is turning off, so let me turn it back on. So anyway, we had to do that. I guess it's not gonna turn on, too bad. And then it was like $7,000. So we had to do that We had to come up with that really fast. Well, because we had our emergency fund, we were able to do it, and it was just an inconvenience. If we wouldn't have been able to do it, then our pool would have been leaking. We would have had major structural issues and all that. So the other thing that happened, so what we did is then we stopped and we started, when we used that money, we had to pay it out, and then we had to save back up to our balance of our emergency fund that we feel is good for us. And when the next little emergency came, is that our plumbing, our cold water pipe in our kitchen broke. Well, actually, I guess it was probably in our garage. And so it flooded my kitchen and it flooded the garage. So I completely freaked out. And of course, I don't want to spend the money in the emergency fund. I'm like, oh, do we have to spend it? Do we have to spend it after you've worked so hard to build it? But it was there, and I was able to just write out a $3,500, well, it wasn't a check, it was a debit card. So I was able to give the plumbing company the debit card, and they were able to repair it immediately. So that is my goal for you, is to teach you how to get to that point so that you don't have that stress to worry about if an emergency comes up, because now it's just an inconvenience. So anyway, so thank you for tuning in today. If you're ready to start your emergency fund, download my savings tracker bundle and find a fun way to save. And then I will see you here next Thursday at 10 o'clock on Facebook and maybe on YouTube or LinkedIn. I don't know. We'll see what happens. I might get a little crazy. So thank you so much for joining me. I'm so excited for you to get on this journey and go with me, and I'm excited to help you along. Have a great day.